What is happening, guys? Welcome to another guide for Lords of the Fallen. Today I'm going to teach you to get the best FPS, visual quality, and performance out of this game. So let me say right off the bat, this game has had a rough launch. You know, Steam reviews are saying it's not playable on mid graphics cards, it just won't run. I'm here to say you just need to mess around enough. I have messed around literally for over 2 hours with the settings. And I've tried different various combinations, and today I'm going to teach you how to get the best performance and teach you how to at least get 60 FPS flat when playing this game. So as you can see, we're getting an easy 60 FPS in this area, and it's looking fantastic. So we're going to get you to these quality settings today. First off today, guys, we're going to need to do something outside the game though. First, we're going to go to our graphics settings. So pull up settings, and we're going to go into our graphics settings. So just search graphics on your computer, and you're going to pull up into this. What we're going to do is add the game into here. So you're going to browse for the game files there, and if you need to find the game files, you can always just look in the Steam. Go to Steam and go to your game, and then look at Manage, and it'll show you the directory where you saved it. But this is basically where mine is at. So Lords of the Fallen right there. So you're going to add that, and once that is in there, you're going to go down to it. Wherever it is. Lords of the Fallen. Lords of the Fallen. Is this Lords of the Fallen for some reason? Oh yeah, okay, so I guess Easy Anti-Cheat Bootstrapper EOS is what it comes into here as. I did not know that. But just to verify that is correct, you can also just, remove this and browse. And Lords of the Fallen right there, that's exactly it. Let's just see real quick what this... No, that would not be it. It would have to be this one right here. So yeah, I guess that's just named really weird. Right there. So it's just named very odd in the system. So Easy Anti-Cheat Bootstrapper EOS. Very interesting. Anyway, though, you're going to click Options. And you're going to click High Performance. This is if you have a NVIDIA GeForce... I guess you could do this if you have an AMD as well. But we're going to use High Performance mode and click Save. So we're done there. We exit out of there. Next, we're going to need to go into our NVIDIA control panel. So we're going to go into Manage 3D Settings right there. On this settings, you can either do this two different ways. You can go to Global Settings or Program Settings individually. So Program Settings would be you find the game individually and set it. Global is basically all games. And I'm going to recommend you do this for all games. You're going to scroll down, and you're going to go to Power... Oops. Well, if it didn't load there. Power Management Mode. You're going to make sure this is set to Prefer Maximum Performance. If it's not, make sure it is. Under that, Shader Catch Size, set that to Unlimited. That's usually going to be a driver size. Make sure it's unlimited. You're going to notice your game is running so much better once this is switched. This has made Elden Ring run better, Armored Core 6. Everything that I play has run better since I switched this to Unlimited. The only thing is, you have to make sure after a while to reset your graphics cache, which you will automatically if you do clean installs of your graphics drivers every time you reinstall a graphics driver, so you don't have to worry about that. Just set that to unlimited, be done with it. You're going to thank me later. So that's all we have to do there. Then we can close out of that. Then we can pull up the gaming, actually go inside the game. So inside the game, guys, we're going to pull up settings. And for the display, this is all going to depend, if you have a NVIDIA or an AMD. Obviously, this video is targeted toward NVIDIA. So we're going to go down to, first thing we're going to do is FPS limit. I recommend playing this game at 60 FPS. I know some people, are playing 90, 144. 60 FPS. This is a Souls game. You don't need crazy FPS for a Souls game. So just set it at 60. Your eyes can't tell the difference anyway. VSync. So this is going to be dependent if you have a G-Sync monitor or a VSync monitor. I have a VSync monitor, sadly. I know I need to get a G-Sync because G-Sync works better with NVIDIA, but that's just my setup the way I have it right now. So for me, I use VSync on. Otherwise, I have problems across the board. But you'll probably, like I said, if you have a G-Sync, you'll want this off. The only reason you'd want this on is if you're in my case and have an AMD FreeSync monitor. And in my defense there, I have a FreeSync because I originally had this monitor with a Mac, so that's why. I just haven't updated yet. So then also window mode, you can mess around with this. I found windowed full screen ran the best. So that's going to be dependent on the person, but I think window full screen works the best. Also, if anybody knows why every 30 seconds, my controller, it's resets to keyboard settings on this computer. Only for this game, though. I don't know why. Every 30 seconds, I timed it out even, it'll go from Xbox controller to keyboard. And I've messed around with Steam settings. I don't know what it is. I think it's a problem with the game, though, because I cannot figure it out. I've never had that problem before. Anyway, though, sorry about the off chance there. We're going to go down to the NVIDIA DLSS, make sure that's set to yes. And we're going to set this to quality. Now, balanced, you may be thinking would work better, but in this case, you're going to be surprised. Quality actually works a lot better. I recommend taking a sharpness around 0.5 to 0.7. I've also messed around with 1 actually, and 1 actually looks fantastic on this. I actually did some of my Let's Play with 1, but I did end up turning it down to 70. I feel it's just a little easier on the eyes. I feel like that's just a good balance. And NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency, keep that on. We're going to go to graphics now. Now, this game, I usually do not recommend this, but this game especially, for some reason, I recommend using the auto detect quality. I've messed around for, like I said, over 2 hours trying to figure out settings to what works best with this game, and in the end, after writing down constant combinations, the auto set is really good for this game. But with the auto set, once you switch the auto set, a couple things I do recommend making sure though. Once you set it to auto set, I would recommend going down to motion blur, film grain, and chromatic abrasion. Turn those off. You don't need those. The game will look better, run better, and it will just feel better. Turn those all off. And then also too, so you may be wondering, you know, where's ray tracing at? Ray tracing is actually underneath 2 of these settings, reflection quality and global illumination quality. If those are set to high, it's using ray tracing. Anything under high, it's not using ray tracing. So if you're like me and don't want to use ray tracing because it just affects performance too much, make sure those 2 are set to medium. All right, and then also some other things I recommend. If you are recording when you do this, I recommend a 60% master volume just because it works real well in OBS. That's if you have your OBS maxed out on sound, but that's going to be dependent on the person completely. Another thing here, camera speed. Camera speed, I recommend turning that to 2 because the 1 is too damn slow. You're going to realize that real quick when you open up the game. It's going to be, 1 is just going to feel really slow. I can just show you real quick. 1 just feels astronomically slow. I highly, highly recommend, especially with some of the boss fights later on, they get to a point where you need to be able to turn the camera speed because there's some bosses where you can't lock on all the time. So I recommend putting that at a 2, saving that, and this just feels so much more fluid and better. So yeah, those are the only main settings that you have to really worry about. Once you set that to auto, like I said, you just make sure and set this dependent if you want ray tracing or not. Like I said, I would recommend not playing with ray tracing, at least until they patch this more, because it just runs a lot more smoother without it. And other than that, make sure gameplay, camera shake, turn that off. You don't need camera shake. It runs so much better with camera shake off. And other than that, that's all the settings right there. We are getting a flat 60 FPS. The game looks and runs fantastic on my 3060. And just to show you running around, I mean, we're getting a drop down to 58, 53, 51, but we're staying in that range. I mean, we're staying real close to 60 FPS. And I mean, it's only going to come there when you run. When you run, it really drops off the FPS for some reason, 46, 49. But I mean, just running around normal, you're getting close to 55 to 60 FPS all around the board. So that is the best I've come up with. If you guys know of any better combinations, I'm welcome to hear them. But like I said, I've messed around for over 2 hours with the settings on this, trying to make this look flawless. And this is what I've come up with. So hopefully that helps you guys out, because this is a fantastic game for what they put out. And there's a lot to this, and it looks really good. And, you know, with Unreal Engine 5, it just opens up the possibilities of what the future looks like for Souls games, because this looks incredible. But anyway, guys, if you liked this and it helped you, please give it a like, and we'll see you guys next time.